We all know the original Rider Waite Smith deck images, but sometimes they feel a bit dated. Now, this is not a video where I'm gonna bash on the original RWS deck, because I love my Centennial edition, and I think this deck has done a lot of great things for the tarot practice. But that doesn't mean that we can't go looking for alternatives to it. The decks that I'm gonna be showing in this video are all gonna be based on the original RWS images, but they're gonna have something different, something unique about them. Hi, I'm Ruby and I'm here to help you elevate your tarot practice with my tarot chats and deck reviews. Let's start with one that I haven't talked about in a while, and it is my Pulp Girls Tarot. This is definitely what I would call a Rider Waite Smith clone, because it has the exact same images, the exact same scenes, but it is totally recreated in this Pulp Girls art style, which is one that I really like. It uses some different colors, it has different outfits, different characters to make it more at least ethnically diverse. There's a little of body diversity in here as well. There's queerness represented, and I think this is an amazing deck if you are new to tarot, if you're looking for an alternative to Rider Waite Smith, if you like bold colors, if you like interesting little outfits, and if this whole Pulp Girls Tarot style is your style and aesthetic. The backs are quite interesting, with a Pulp Girl face twice on the back with some stars. The quality of the cards isn't all that. I definitely have decks that are very much more sturdy than this one, but because it's quite flexible, it does make for a really great riffle shuffle, and the overhand shuffle's also very pleasant. It has a black border around the images, which is something that I really like, and the little guidebook comes with a little interpretation, reflection questions, affirmations, and then upright and reversed keywords, which is pretty much everything that you really need in a guidebook, especially if you are a beginner. If you're not a beginner, I still recommend this deck if it's totally your aesthetic, because it's just really fun, and because it's so closely related or closely depicted to the original RWS, it's gonna be really easy to read with. I feel like I was too zoomed in, or not. It's fine. Number 2 is the Anna K Tarot. Now, I don't have the original box anymore just because I didn't really like it. I do have the guidebook somewhere, but I don't really use it with this one, because what is so special about the Anna K Tarot is that it uses the original RWS descriptions, the keywords, card meanings, but it's depicted in a really different way. So this is not necessarily set in the modern world, but the characters in this deck are depicted as very emotional beings, if that makes sense. What I mean with that is that you can, by looking at a person's face in this deck, you can definitely get an emotional vibe, which I think really helps with interpreting the tarot. The images are just really clear in what they're supposed to represent and what they're supposed to mean. So even if you're not that familiar with every single tarot card meaning yet, then I think the Anna K Tarot will really help you along your way getting to that point. It is not an aesthetic that is for everybody, totally understand that. I personally think this is a really wonderful deck, and even if you know the type of decks that I typically like, I really like the bold and modern types of decks, then maybe you wouldn't really think that I like the Anna K Tarot, but it really offers something special, something unique, which is why I absolutely recommend it as an RWS alternative if you're looking for a way to really read with the tarot intuitively, because these cards, these people, these scenes totally invoke emotions, which I think helps with intuitive reading. Number 3 is really different, and I haven't really talked about this deck in a while either, but it's the Tarot of the Divine. And what I like about this deck and the difference that it offers is that every card depicts some sort of a folklore, fairy tale, some sort of a story. And if you are really into the context story types of decks, and this is really amazing, especially because you can buy a book separately to read all of the stories that this deck has in it. So in just the normal guidebook, you get a little part of the story what this card is about. I think it only says the name of the story and where it's from. But then if you get the Beneath the Moon book, if you want to really dive deep into this deck and really read it in a way where you know everything it has to offer, I think it will be totally worth it to get the book. You also can absolutely read it without knowing the stories behind it, because these scenes are depicted so well. I personally love the use of color here. It's really bright and bold, which is something that I love, if you hadn't noticed yet. And these images also just convey feelings, convey emotions, which has made this a great intuitive reader for me when I really didn't expect it to be an intuitive reader for me. I think I got this deck for like 13 euros. Sometimes it goes for really, really cheap on Amazon. I'll link all of these decks that I talk about in the description box below if you want to get it. And the last one that I want to talk about is one that I talk about all the time, and it is the Good Karma Tarot. Are you sick of me talking about this deck yet? I hope not. I hope not, because I'm talking about it again. The reason that I think this is such a great alternative to Rider Waite Smith is because it is way more gentle. So where the original RWS doesn't shy away from the harsh topics, neither does this one necessarily, but it's just depicted in a gentler way. It also has yellow backs, which matches with my yellow pants. Can you tell I like yellow? This deck also embraces diversity, embraces queerness, which is something that I think is really important for me in a tarot deck, especially in a modern tarot deck, which has made this a great reader for pretty much every topic. I've loved doing relationship readings with this, friendship readings, but also just regular readings for myself. I've really, really enjoyed using this deck. This is absolutely one of my favorite decks. If you want to see a review on the Good Karma Tarot, click the video on the screen right now. I loved doing that review so much. Subscribe if you want to see more tarot chats and deck reviews. And let me know if I should do a part 2. I'm honestly probably already gonna do that, because just these 4 are not enough for RWS alternatives. So stay on the lookout. Bye!